Good evening, everyone. It is Middle-Aged Gamer Guy. How are you this evening? And this is TNGC, as I'm now calling it, because it sounds a lot more snappier than Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. I actually found a reason to make it sound quite cool. So there you go. Hello to everyone. Hello to Mia. Hello to Tunes. How are you doing this evening? We are going to be talking a number of things this evening. We have a whole heap of stuff. But with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. David Jones. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. It's Tuesday again already.
It comes around so quick, doesn't it? So quick.
It does indeed.
Dare I even ask you what you've been playing this week? Because there's probably about 5,000 games you've managed to fit in the last 7 days.
I have played on a few. I'm still dabbling about in Cyberpunk every now and again, but I'm trying not to do too much. Don't want to wait and see what the next big patch does to it.
Not a lot, if it's anything like the one they did yesterday.
Probably right. I'll get into Mass Effect Andromeda though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Picked up my save game that I last played, I think August 2019 was the last time I actually looked at that. So I've picked it up, carried on with it, sorted out the first world. We've got about 4 more to do. Going to take me a while though.
Yeah, you seem to blast through some of these games that normally take ages, but you've got a knack of getting through them really quickly.
Just finding bits and pieces of time, neglecting the family, stuff like that. You know.
Well, because obviously, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, neglecting the family is important when playing computer games.
Yeah, gets you all the time you need.
Do not do what I just said. That means there's so much trouble. Anything else that's on the horizon, or anything that you kind of like?
Well, the other thing I finished off that you played not long ago was Man of Medan. I was playing that in co-op.
Sunday.
And it was okay. I don't think we did particularly well because it kind of got to the point where it just went to an ending. It didn't feel like a smooth segue. We lost a couple of characters and then it was kind of finished.
Oh, so how did yours end? Because this isn't a spoiler. There's so many endings. We've got to sort this. How did yours end? Because then I'll tell you how mine ended.
Okay. Well, we lost 2 characters. I can't remember the names now. There was the brother of the one girl, and then the older brother of the other guy. Lost those. I think Alex was the one.
You mean you killed Sean Austin, the biggest star in the game?
Well, I didn't kill him. He got scared and fell down a shaft onto a spiky pipe.
It's never good to get killed over a spiky pipe. Never.
And then Alex, who didn't really have much of a choice, someone was going to die. He was either going to stab his girlfriend because he didn't know it was her, or he had to stab himself. And my friend chose for him to stab himself. So they died. Right. And then after Alex's death is when it went to the ending. It just they came. The last characters really came out onto the side of the ship. Then an army helicopter flew in, picked them up, took them off to be interviewed, and they kind of ended up in some cells. That was it. Ah,
okay. So interestingly enough, none of my characters died. I saved all of them, but they all got locked up as well.
Mm-hmm.
All because I missed a part. I think there's a part that if you miss that thing that falls down the sink or whatever it is.
Oh, was that the distributor cat?
You don't get away. Otherwise, you end up in jail. Not that I'm going to spoil it. In the bit where you're possibly going to stab someone, if you do nothing, you end up not killing anyone.
Aha, yes, of course.
There you go. Because I was like, well, but there you go. Anyway, there's loads of other endings. No spoilers there, folks. None at all. Just completely ruined the game for a load of people. But there you go. As Mia's just said, a little bit of murdering the characters never hurt anyone.
That's true.
There you go. That's a bit worrying. And also, I did notice we were talking about Cyberpunk, and yes, we are going to talk about Cyberpunk yet again, but not for the reasons you might think. And we did a patch. We were streaming this last night, and I noticed that came up. Pretty much sums it up, really. Mind you, it did fix the groundbreaking bug, so that's not too bad. So there you go. But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's introduce our guest, because I'm sure we could talk about the Man of Medan all night.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we've played it now. That's it. Never going to play it again. So my next guest this week very kindly has been following us and giving us shout outs on Twitter and other stuff, and was very kind to give us a mention on her show on Saturday night. We were having a conversation over the last couple of weeks, and we're doing that thing where, as cringe as it sounds, we were saying, let's collab. And it's like, but basically it just means, would you like to be a guest on my show? There you go. Please give it up, ladies and gents, for Professor Stalke, all the way from Canada.
Yeah. By the way, this isn't like, it's like an incense thing. I don't want people to think I'm like, you know, talking on the street or something.
Oh dear. Please do follow Professor's
Thank you.
channel. There, I'll bring that up at the end again for everyone to see. But thank you so much, because it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon where you are right now, is it?
It's 1. It's 1. Oh, wait. Oh, it's 2. Oh my God. I have like 3 different times I'm looking at right now. Okay. It's 2 o'clock. I should know that, but
Are you sure that's not something you're smoking? Because of like the time.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be nice though.
It's got to be having some effects.
Supposed to be soothing, but you know.
Oh, don't worry. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm just going to say a quick hello to Discord, who's in the chat. Foxy, Lou are all tuning in. Oh, Lou, is this the first? Lou has never seen one of the chat shows. Welcome.
Oh, sweet.
Cool. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Professor, because I've introduced you as a streamer, but do you want to say a little bit about the type of things you stream and the kind of games you play and stuff?
Yeah, so originally I was more so on Trovo, so I'm trying to like get back into Twitch a little bit more. I went on it after Mixer, but then all those like small platforms are really tempting, you know, like those like indie platforms or like, anyway, I don't know, what games have I been streaming? Genshin Impact, Heroes of Hammerwatch, Bloons. Oh man, I'm trying to think of like the last ones. I tried Skyrim a little bit ago. I tried Assassin's Creed, but the graphics are insane. Shadow of War is like my favorite.
Oh, nice.
To date game so far, besides Fable and like Zelda, but like in the past year, that's probably been taking all of my attention. Yeah.
Conversation. I did a very tiny stream of that, literally 2 Sundays ago, and you were like, "Oh, how did I?" And I was just like,
"It's so good!
It's a really good game. I'd never played it before, and I absolutely loved it, and I will probably stream it properly, because it was great. It was very, very good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being our guest. And yeah, go, keep going.
Oh no! I was literally just gonna go on. It's like very similar to Assassin's Creed. To anyone who likes Assassin's Creed, you'll probably like Shadow of War, most likely, especially if you're a Tolkien fan. But it's a little more on the dark side.
I think it's if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, Assassin's Creed fan, or I'd say if you like the Warner Brothers games like Mad Max and Batman: Arkham Knight, because it's got that sort of fighting mechanic. It's almost like a mixture of those 3 things gives you that rather amazing game. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Right, so we're going to talk about a couple of games. We're doing quite well. We've got about 9 games this week, so games are starting to come back. It was very difficult for me and Dave to talk about new games when they only launched like 1 game a week over the most of January. And here we are.
That's true, actually, because it was Cyberpunk, hey?
Yeah,
it's probably the biggest.
Before Christmas, all the build up Christmas, we had tons of games.
Wow.
And it gets to January, and it's like, yeah, we're going to release 1 game every 2 weeks. Well, that's but February now. It's February, ladies and gents. Can you believe it? We've actually got quite a lot of games, and I've just seen what's coming out in the next couple of weeks. So there will be lots of games. So. Funny enough, one game that actually came out last week, and we were very much hoping to talk about, was The Medium. However, as Dave and me talked about, there was a review embargo on that game. And normally, when there's a review embargo, Cyberpunk, it does mean that the game might not necessarily be good. However,
oh my God.
I did point out they did that with Doom Eternal as well, which is one of my favourite games last year. So we're going to show you the trailer for The Medium, and then we'll discuss, do we think it's going to be a big success, and what the reviewers said, and was that embargo worth it? Let's have a look at the trailer for The Medium, and we will be right back. Here we go.
The day I went home to say goodbye to my father, to dress him up for his last journey. Put him in a suit, fix his tie. Simple. Just the things he did every day.
Voices deep inside me keep calling. They're calling. Voices
That day,
deep within.
it was the hardest day of my life.
They tease me.
Or so I think.
And I break.
Who is this?
Free.
You don't know me, Marianne, but I know you.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
I know what you are.
What did you say?
The Neva Resort. Find me there.
Crying tears in isolation. The lost time. What was mine? Searching, shivering in the darkness of my mind. I'm so blind.
Hi there.
Why?
I'm Sadness.
In my heart, tearing all my hope apart. Ease the pain, but it remains. I'm lost on where to start, and these voices in my soul know that I'm not in control. Let me go, let go. No one ever has to. Let me go.
It all starts with a dead girl.
Whew.
So there you go. That is the medium. Right, little bit of information about it. It's from Bloober Team, who are a Polish company who made the very successful Layers of Fear. They also made the Rutger Hauer game Observer, which was like again a horror kind of game, and probably not so successful Blair Witch game that came out 2 years ago.
Okay.
This is their next big thing. It's out on Xbox and PC. Literally came out on Thursday. Let's talk about. I'm going to go with Dave. We've said this was on our kind of hit list of games we were excited for. What are your thoughts?
Well, I have played about an hour of it. I downloaded it last week. I had it go on the weekend. Yeah, it seems good. It's got a nice sort of creepy atmosphere to it.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like those sorts of horror ones. It's got that sort of unsettling atmosphere to it. Things are pretty good. I had a sort of brief look at the sort of, when it goes split screen, you control the two characters at once. That's handled quite nicely. We used to see sort of how it goes puzzle-wise throughout the whole game. I don't know whether it's going to be the case if you just do one thing there to unlock something in the other world, and that's kind of it. But I don't know. I'll wait and see. I'll play some more and I'll let you know. But so far, it's good. Characters seem good. Story seems good. Graphics are very nice as well.
Yeah, they've gone very much away from their first-person horror games. That like their last 4 games have been like that. They've gone for this mechanic where you can split the two worlds. You've got like the world and like this underrealm, and it moves at the same time. We've only ever seen 2 other games kind of attempt to do that. One would have been Titanfall 2 with the time change thing, and another would have been Dishonored 2, where you could kind of see time and then you shift through. But there's never been a game that's simultaneously done it.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something that's? I was about to say, do you think this is something that's really cool, Professor?
Yeah. Of course, I get creeped out really easily. Like just seeing that little girl like pop up. It was like, I don't know if I could play it without like. I think I would need like friends around me or like other people in my
lights on
ear.
as well. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. That incense, right? No, but like, it looked really good. But again, like, you know, I get really sucked in with like the music. They did such a good job with the music they chose. And then the scenes and like the fact that it might have like, or that it actually has a split screen. Like, so did you find that gameplay easy? Was it kind of confusing at first? Like when you were playing it to see both of them?
Not to begin with. It's just kind of like tutorial in a way. When you first get it, it's just kind of splits and tells you what you need to do. There's one puzzle there to solve. So you just find a little bit you got to find, do it. So far, it's not hard. Hopefully, when it gets
okay.
add more to the puzzles. Because I think it's going for more of a sort of puzzle element to its horror. You sort of like combat.
Okay, so something I could maybe handle.
Yeah, I don't think there's much combat in it, if any at all. You might have to evade an enemy. I don't think there's any guns or anything to shoot them with. So it's mostly going to be puzzle based, which I think will be quite. I think I'll enjoy that one.
Hi, Cubano. Thanks for joining. I see you on the string. Hey, King. How's it going? Thanks for coming on.
King's there.
Yay.
Hey, King.
Thanks, you guys, for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Really good to see you come up, say hello and support. It's really appreciated.
Super awesome.
So what do we now? Let's go back to this review embargo. So the game came out last Thursday. We were hoping for reviews to come out on the Tuesday so we could talk about this on last week's show. They didn't allow them until the day before. As we said, this can be a bit iffy because we saw what happened with Cyberpunk. All the reviews came out the day before, and it was like,
oh, that's true.
what do we think? If I do this, I scour all the websites. I basically spend a day putting this show together. Scour all the websites and get all the review scores in. What do we think the review scores out of 10 were across the board for this? I'll start with Professor and then I'll come to Dave. What do you think?
And this is people who've played the game?
Played the game and professional reviewers as well. I'll try and get a score across the board from everywhere.
Oh, man. Well, based on, oh, my God. I was going to say, I'm like, based on what Dave was saying, Dave, right? I'm like very terrible with names. Okay. I was like, who? I don't know. Like, if you're saying so far the gameplay's good, but you didn't seem like you were like completely ecstatic about it.
Well, I've only played about an hour of it. I've only just got to the main so where the horror's going to kick off. So it's the early days.
That's true. It's like, oh man. Like, you know what? After the whole Cyberpunk thing, and after a lot of games I've played that have been hyped up, you know, that's hard. I have a hard time guessing with that, but I feel like it probably has really good reviews because a lot of horror games are really trending right now. I feel like, and especially if it has that different aspect to it, hopefully that'll give it a good review as well. If it's like just a game that nobody's really tried before.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Give it a guess because I'll tell you, Mia in the chat says she thinks 8 out of 10.
Oh, 8 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I'm gonna say 7.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lower.
Probably. I'll join Mia. I'll guess 8.
Okay. Across the board, and this is really annoying because I said pick a number out of. You can't have 100, Lou. How can you have 100, man? It actually works out at about 8.5 because most people's games are 8 or a 9.
Nice.
It actually works out all right, thank God. So that's actually been
wow.
There you go. But yeah, about an 8.5.
That's
which
impressive.
It's not the highest reviewed game we're going to talk about tonight, but it's certainly up there. To be fair, a lot of the games tonight do get pretty good scores. Not that I'm trying to spoil anything, but
now we know.
There we go. So that's out for Xbox and PC now. Go check it out. If you've got Game Pass, you can get it for free, which is even better. So I definitely want to stream that because I am a fan of some of their other games. Going to move on up to our next game. Completely changing things again. We had a new Yakuza game come out just before Christmas last year. Obviously, it's kind of reignited the flame of everything again. So a year ago, they brought out Yakuza Remastered Collection, and now it's finally coming to Xbox and PC. So let's have a look at the trailer for Yakuza Remastered Collection, which is actually a total of 3 games, including Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Let's check out the trailer, and then we'll talk about what we think about it very shortly.
Sweet.
I'm going to start with you, Professor. So, have you ever played any of the games?
I've never played them. I love Sega, but I have seen it played a lot. I've been watching a lot of Yakuza gameplay, and it's so good. It just looks so good, and it makes me want to play. I heard it's on Game Pass right now. Yeah, King, exactly. Yeah. Like, it looks so sweet, and I love the storyline. Like, I love stories. I love side stories too, especially. Like, I don't know. Is it it's not multiplayer, is it? Is it solely single player campaign?
I think so, from memory. Dave,
I've never played them, but I believe it's single player.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone in the chat knows better, feel free to correct us.
Yeah, I mean, Lou says he's played it, but he wasn't keen on it. And again, feel free to.
No way.
You can drop your comments in. That's absolutely fine. No one judges here. You know, I take the mick out of other games, so by all means, if you hate it, if you don't know anything about it, that's cool as well. But I know with the latest one that they brought out at Christmas, they kind of mix things up, whereas this one is very turn-based strategy combat, so you can think like Final Fantasy kind of thing, or even if you played the South Park games, that's very. Not that you'd think South Park would be turn-based strategy, but it is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but yeah, I think from what they're saying, it's only the third one that kind of looks a bit dated, but the fourth and fifth one play really well. Is it something you would give a go, Professor? Now you've kind of seen that and thinking.
I've already. I mean, even before I saw that, and I gotta say, like I know it might not seem like the kind of like thing you'd play unless you've seen like a lot of the gameplay. Like it's. I feel like the trailers don't give it justice as to how good the story is and all that kind of stuff. I feel like you could get a lot more hooked than you might think. That being said, I'm totally going to be playing it. Like, absolutely. Like, no question. It's like, I really like those old school kind of games when they remaster them too, especially with Zelda and stuff like that. Like, that's so awesome to me. And Final Fantasy as well. So, yeah, man, of course, 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Dave, would you give this a whirl?
Yeah, I think I'll have a look at it. It's not one that has sort of grabbed me before, but since it's all there on Game Pass, you've got the whole series there.
Yeah.
I'll go and start. I don't know if it's 0 or 1 is the first one that's on.
There is a 0, isn't there?
Yakuza Kiwami 0, isn't there? It's not on Game Pass as well. If it is, I'll start at that one. Have a look at it.
Nice.
I think there's a big call for it. The last one they did, which I think is Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I think is the 7th one, if I've got that correct. That was such a smash hit last year, and I don't think anyone was expecting it to be. So I think this could sell by the bucket load. Obviously, we already mentioned this remastered collection came out for PlayStation a year ago, but I've only just brought it to PC and Xbox. Literally, I think it landed again. Was that Thursday as well? The same day as the Medium, I think last Thursday.
It could have been.
Again, what do we think score-wise this whole collection got out of 10 across the board? Dave, I'm going to start with you this time again. If you've got any ideas in the chat, chuck them in there.
Yeah.
I'll guess a 9 for this. I know they're much-loved games.
Okay.
I'm going to go 9.
Mia says a 6. Lou says a 4.
El
Cabano says 7.
King. Okay. Yeah.
Professor?
I mean, you were saying that wasn't the last. This is based on like you saying that the last games wasn't like the highest rated one. I am gonna go with like 8.5. Like that sounds random, but I think due to like the nostalgia and the fans as well, I think they're also gonna bump it up just because they love it, you know. So I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's an 8 across the board. It's an 8. Very close. It's all
so close.
So yeah, it's got again good reviews across the board, and I think even when it came out on PlayStation last year, it kind of got the same kind of scores. El Cabano, thank you so much for the follow as well. I know
Awesome.
It's real good. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. So let's move on to a little bit of news. We'll come back to some more games very, very shortly. And hello, Duron, and hello, Luma, who's just come into the chat. Great to see you both. Let's talk about Dave. Guess what news stories we're going to talk about first?
What's that?
Chance.
Cyberpunk. Yes, for the last 8 weeks we're talking about cyber. I'm going to just call it anything. Thank you. Got plushies in the back. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, Cyberpunk. So it's been driving us mad. The game that we love to hate, possibly would like to love at some point. It's not such bad news. I mean, last week we were talking about them getting CD Projekt Red getting more lawsuits, and then they bring out the groundbreaking patch that's supposed to fix the game, all of 15 gig, which actually made the game worse.
Oh no!
They did bring out over the weekend a 13 gig patch, which did fix that problem, and I have to say didn't cause massive issues, but they have said on some of the consoles it does seem to have slowed the frame rate down a bit. So on Xbox and especially the lower consoles, Xbox and PS4, it is a bit juddery, but it's starting to look better, so hopefully it will get there. But that aside, the most interesting news story about Cyberpunk, and you couldn't make this up if you tried. Obviously, we talked about a couple of weeks, people have started to mod the game to try and make it better. But one of the mods actually meant that you could have sex with Keanu Reeves.
It's a dream, isn't it? Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like every male and female's dream. Just like...
I'm married. I'd have sex with him. I don't care. Why not? It's Keanu. But CD Projekt Red, boo, have now intervened and basically taken that out the game and said,
that's too bad.
And said, no, you can't have it. And basically what they've said is, if you're modding certain characters that are not likeness to actual actors, we're okay with that.
Okay.
Actors, that's not cool. So they've shut that down. But they're still trying to encourage the mods to do stuff with them. Oh my God, the chat went mad with that. People going, yeah, bro, give me sex with Keanu. Gimme. Oh my God.
Exactly, Mia.
Yeah, Mia's like, they're not. Damn small sports. Yes. Oh, damn. But there you go.
I don't think Keanu would mind.
Considering
the things he's played and the roles he's done, I feel like he'd find it funny, if anything.
I'd buy it, if anything. It'd be like, because then he could go, you're breathtaking. I don't know. It's a really bizarre one. But it's nice to have a story that isn't, they're getting sued again, or the game doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't kind of work. But
that's funny.
That's a nice little touch. On the other side of things, a game that we're going to be talking about a little bit later on has caused a bit of an argument between PlayStation people. We are going to be talking about a game that I absolutely adore. And even though it came out in 2019, it was probably my favorite game that I played last year, which was Control. And me and David already discussed about the fact that if you've already bought the game when it came out in 2019, or you bought it last year, they announced that an Ultimate Edition was coming out, which basically was the game remastered, even though it's not even 2 years old yet, but with DLC. The problem is, if you already own the original game, you cannot play it on the new generation of consoles. They've literally brought this out today, and there's some people on the PlayStation that are a bit annoyed because it means you technically have to buy it again to play it on PS5. And not only did they do that people pre-ordered it, and then it was in the PlayStation store from day one at nearly 50%. So people have paid way more for it than what you could have got it on the day of release. And it angered a lot of people. Now, apparently there was a similar situation with a game called Manhunter, which came out last summer, which where you're a shark and basically just eat people. It's basically Jaws, right? They did a similar thing where it went straight in the PS Store cheap on the day of release, but PlayStation did refund the money back to people who bought it and said, well, this is fair. We'll give you 50% off. You still got the game.
Nice.
But you know, you pay 50%. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen with this game yet. How would you feel if you bought that game, knowing that you've already had to buy it once before, and now you've bought it again, and now you're not going to get it cheaper? How would you feel about it? Dave, you've played this game, so I'm going to go with you on this first.
I think one of the main upsets with it is the fact that it's part of PlayStation Plus for this month. So if you're PlayStation Plus subscriber, you just get it anyway. And no one was really expecting that. That's what's upset quite a few. Because usually when they put games in these, games of gold, PlayStation Plus, it's just the base version, isn't it? Then you got to buy the DLC separately if you want it. But they put the whole new version there for free. But lots of people like me brought it when it went cheap in a sale. Bought the Ultimate Edition ready for when I got the PlayStation 5 ready for a new version. I think you paid about £16 for it. And it's the risk you take. Buying any game these days, it's going to come into Game Pass, Games with Gold, whatever. It's going to end up in one of them. You just run the risk if you buy it early.
Yeah, I mean,
what you can do.
It came up. There's not been so much kickback from Xbox and PC. They did bring it to Game Pass at the start of, well, actually just before December. I started playing it middle of last year, and weirdly, it was a good year before the DLCs came out. And they brought them out. And just as I bought the second and last DLC, they then announced that they were bringing out this Ultimate Edition. I was like, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have got it. But I still really enjoyed it. It's one of those things. But to have it not only on PlayStation Plus on day one, but also have it in a sale is a bit of an insult, really, isn't it?
It's the timing of it, really. They probably could have timed it better, they could have all these and just leave it out until it comes out this PlayStation Plus.
Why not? The Xbox and PlayStation version will come out the same day, which is actually today. Why didn't they just go get all the main sales out of the way? In 3 months' time, we'll stick a sale on it, and in 6 months' time, we'll stick it on PlayStation Plus, because most of the people who wanted to play it and wanted to play it day one have played it. And anyone who then might want to go, oh, I'll buy it cheap, or, oh, do you know what? It's free. I'll have a dabble on that. Then can, and you can't really moan about that. But this just seems a bit silly. Yeah.
It's had a few problems, really.
Yeah.
It could have done with a nice upgrade option, like a lot of other games did. Even though we moan about Cyberpunk, at least they are doing a free.
They are going to do that.
This one, there was no upgrade path for reasons. Who knows what the stupid reasons are? They're saying they couldn't. Sure, it can't be that hard.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Sure.
See, a game that came out in 2019, which then the DLCs only came out sort of March of last year and August last year. I do feel that they've had enough time to develop it that they could have done the whole. If you then play it on the next gen console, like a lot of these games, like you said, Cyberpunk, they've said they're now committed. Coming up to Christmas this year, you will get the proper version of it on your Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, whatever. It's all good. But yeah, I don't really buy that, to be honest.
They should have
They've got some enough reasons.
Yeah.
I think marketing wise. Sorry. Keep interrupting you. I'm like, oops.
I mean, regardless of all that, the thing that actually annoyed me, I didn't realise, was my PS4 save does not work with the PS5 version of the game. So I got to start again. And I was saving the DLC to play in the PS5 version. Ooh,
and it doesn't work.
No,
yeah,
that would be shitty. Yeah.
That's been another gripe with people. A lot of people are really annoyed about that. And now they've spent money on the DLC for PS5 and they can't play it because they basically got to start the game from scratch. So there you go. As much as I love Control, Remedy, I think you fucked up there, to be honest. Just next time, pay more attention to what other people are doing. But still a great game. I've got to drop this into the chat. It keeps going on about it and even Kuda's gone, God, give it a rest. But they Hitman 3 2 weeks ago, and apparently you are Lou. You should have been on when
Agent 47
just Hitman 3 because our guest Brad also looked like Hitman, so we had two Hitmen in the room.
Cool assassin.
He looks like
Yeah, no kidding. I'm like, that sounds kind of badass.
Yeah. There you go. You know, I have to watch what I say because next day I might not be here for next week's show because he might have assassinated me. I have to be nice to him. I have to be nice to the guy.
Oh shit. Good thing I'm in Canada, I guess.
It's like, you're miles away. You can't get to
you. I'm fine.
He's only half an hour down the road from me.
I'll have to wait for lockdown to finish though before I can get to you, mate.
It's
not really essential travel.
Yeah, that's true. Assassination target is not essential. You heard it here first, ladies and gents. Right, swiftly moving on before my life ends. We're going to look at some more games. We're going to jump into a PC-only game here. This is one I don't know much about, but it does bring back memories of other games. This is called Skull Hero Slayer. This came out this week. I'm going to play the trailer for it, if I can find it. Here it is. And we shall talk about it very shortly. So here we go.
Cool. Sweet.
There we go. So this is very similar to games like Dead Cells, where you kind of have regenerated. Every time you play it, the levels are different.
Okay.
And it's basically a bit of a hack and slash, but you can change your skull head to have different things. So there might be different techniques, like you might change it. There's one that stops you getting poison. So if there's poison dripping from the ceiling, it doesn't affect you, but you kind of have to plan for which head you're going to put on. It's very reminiscent of other games, but from what people are telling me, it does have mechanics in it that are very different to other games. Dave, I'm going to start with you. Does this float your boat? Please don't kill me.
It looks interesting enough. It's not the sort of game I usually play. I don't usually bother those roguelike ones. I never really have the time to spend to get good enough at it. Replayed it over and over again to get to that level. To just blast through it in one perfect run. But I know it's PC only, if it did come to Game Pass, it's probably something I'd have a look at on there. Not something I would go out and buy myself. But
yeah. Professor, what do you reckon? Is this something that would interest you? Or
yeah, definitely. I like trying a lot of different games, but I really like those games where it's like they like hold off on certain graphics, but then their gameplay is still really epic. And it's just, again, it's all about that like nostalgic feel, and I always feel like those kind of games have that. And so that's really endearing to me. I feel like I would try it because it looks epic, though. Like everything from it, it looks like when you kill people, it'll probably feel really satisfying because there's like really badass moves. And I don't know if it's easy or not. Like, I feel like those games are actually like so much harder than people think, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's hard.
No, I think from what I've been told, the actual sort of typical sort of bad guys, bad girls you have to kill are quite easy. But when it comes to the bosses, that's when it's quite tricky, from what I've been told. So I think you could quite easily get into the game quite quickly in that respect.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots of scores going up. Lou says, thinks he would love that. That's a 10. John says
10.
6.6.
Yeah.
Luna 7.5. Mia 7.5. It doesn't look like the sort of thing you play. Fair enough. Hello, Pylord.
Hi, Lord. King Renegade.
King Renegade, thank you so much for the follow. That's your, and Blitz.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. You have to forgive me when the things come up. I have to keep checking back because there's so much going on with all this that I'm a bit late when I see people follow. But thank you so much for all that. What do we reckon the scores are? I'm going to start with you, Professor. I'm going to start with you.
It looked really good. It's nothing about it looked bad to me. You know what I mean? And it looked comical too. So I feel like anyone that's going to play it, especially people that play those kind of games, I wish Crespo was in the chat because he loves, he loves these games and I've always seen him playing them. So yeah, anyway, I would like to get his thoughts on this, but I'm going to say at least, probably at least an 8.
Okay.
Dave?
I know roguelikes are a pretty popular genre at the moment, so if it's been done well, it'll be good. I like the graphics too. The graphics look pretty cool. I'll guess that it's been done well, and I'll say 9.
Okay.
Nice.
Professor gets it. It's an 8 out of 10. So there you go.
Keeping track.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to turn this into a competition.
Prize at the end.
$50,000.
Do the analytics and everything, and announce the winner and get a trophy. I don't know. So that is out on PC now. Our next game, which I know I'm going to get the name wrong, but is out on Switch, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and is out now. This is another sort of similar sort of hack and slash game. I'm going to play this. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But we'll do the trailer and then I'll try and pronounce the name.
Yeah, you should try it.
I think it's supposed to be Olija. I think the game is called Olija, but I've not heard anyone pronounce it. If anyone knows what it is, please tell me. But let's see what happens and see if I've got this right. Here we go.
Blood and violence.
Penniless, Lord Faraday could not endure the misery of his people. He and his men set sail. After weeks at sea, a great storm. This is where our endeavor began. Faraday scoured the Isles for his marooned crew, where he found a cursed harpoon of legend. His terrible new power in tow. Faraday continued the search for his crew, which is how he found Lady Olija. He knew nothing of her royal line. She came to find him in her service, and he returned the favor in kind. The world around them remained cursed, but something unlocked. He pledged himself, but not just to her crown. The darkest reaches of her rule found themselves ignited. Many small discoveries led the tides to reverse their course. And this remained their secret.
Nice.
There you go. I'm going to say Olija. I'm not quite sure how you guys. Hi Lord has just said that, and it's exactly how I was going to intro this. It's something that I play on the BBC computer in the 80s. That's the idea. That is very much the idea. And to take the gameplay is very similar to games like the original Prince of Persia, and if you remember Another World and Flashback, it's that kind of thing. It's got a sort of Metroid kind of feel to it because you can see there's like a harpoon mechanic. But if you kind of shoot up off screen, you might think that goes nowhere, but it might take you to a secret area so you can find different secret bits and go to different places. The only thing I'm going to say about it is the game only lasts about 4 hours maximum.
Really?
Not necessarily a bad thing. As long as it's as what it does well in that time frame. Cool. Some things can drag on and outstay their welcome, can't they?
Yeah, that's true.
4 hours of brilliant gameplay.
Yeah.
As long as the price is good.
I don't know what it is because obviously it's out on all 4 platforms at the moment. It literally came out 2 days ago, I believe.
Nice. It looks cool.
Dave, I'm going to go with you again. Similar kind of thing. Would you go for it, or would you wait until it's cheap and get it? Or
I like the look of it. Pixel art's graphic style look really cool. It looked like it has some interesting like puzzle platform action mechanics to it. Fighting look cool. But I'd give that one a go.
Okay.
So I don't mind if it's short, but if it's a short game, I wouldn't want to pay too much for it. So I'd have to see how much it was. Might want to stick with a sale, but I'll give it a whirl. Yeah.
Professor, I'm guessing if you want that kind of one, this would kind of be your bag, I think, as well.
I love it's so funny because like I really love it, and like I kept trying to figure out if that girl was like actually interested in him. So I was like, did she like try to kill him a couple times? I don't know. No, it looks so cool, and I definitely watch it. I think that I'm a sucker for like those long games that I never quite ever finish that have tons of side story, and that's the one thing about those games that doesn't really have that satisfying part for me. So you know what, like as much as it looks so cool, it looks so awesome, but just even knowing it's only a 4-hour game, I like getting attached, you know. I really it's like watching a season of something and then waiting 3 years for, you know, something else to come out. It's like just not something I want to feel. Like I don't want to ache for the game after, you know, unless they plan on making like some sequels and stuff, then I'll probably give it a go then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dave, give us a score. What do you reckon?
Ooh. I'll go for 7 for this one. It might have got a lower score because it's not that long.
Okay, Professor.
That's what she said. Oh man. Sorry, I don't know. Like, is there is there any swearing allowed in here? Like, what's the?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the limits?
I'll literally say this part because literally 2 weeks ago we had a guy called Brad Burton on, right? And he was really nervous. Now he's the most confident guy I've ever met, and he was drinking brandy. And nearly every word after every word was fuck for 2.5 hours. And
okay.
That just sets the bar right there, so you don't have to worry.
Okay, good. Okay.
You would have had a fortune.
I know. I got banned on YouTube, but apart from that, it was fine.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Oh man, the rating. I know I keep going for those like 8s, but with that game, I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar enough with that specific, because it is a lot different than the other. Like, it's kind of a platform game still, but it's a little different. So maybe it would be higher for that reason, but I think I'll do 7.5. Did you already do 7.5? I don't know. You did 7? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just like raise it a little.
Lou said 9. Luma said a 6. It is 7.
Oh shit! Yeah. Whatever.
It's still good. There you go. Discord's one of my mods, and he says if you want to swear, feel free, go off the rails. There you go. It don't matter.
Okay, good. That's like relieving a little bit, just so I know I don't have to watch myself. So.
Yeah, you're fine, don't worry. It's all good. It's all good. Right. So moving on to a little bit more news before we move on to some more games. I really don't want to talk about this game, and I'm not talking about Cyberpunk. Anyone who knows my shows or knows about me, Dave constantly rips it out of me because I hate Halo. I can't stand it.
Halo!
I feel I try to be as fair on everything. So like we try and cover PC, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox games, even though I'm a big Xbox person myself. So I have to be fair with the news as well. So Halo, whether you like it or not, they basically said there's two things that they're doing with the build up for it coming out in the autumn. I think we're around about October time. Is it supposed to be? Dave, it's coming out, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. It's probably going to be a November release.
Yeah. So what they've said to basically say that they're committed to getting this game out, because technically it was supposed to come out last year. They basically said they don't want to do a Cyberpunk. They want to make sure it's the best thing that they've put out. They've basically said they will give monthly updates to everyone who's interested in the game, tell them how the game's coming along, share all the details, do dev updates, etc. Very similar to what Sea of Thieves did for the first few years with their game. So that's kind of a cool thing. But they've also said one of the big things that they're going to do is the controls are going to be customable. You can customize the controls, not only on a typical controller, but Xbox is known for having controls for people that have disabilities, which is really cool. And they're setting all that up. So if you just want to play with a joystick and one button, or your configuration of however you want to use it, it will perfectly work with all that, which I think is a cool thing. So I have to give kudos to what is it? Free games?
343.
343. I was close. I don't really play Halo, but there you go. 343. And I have to say, I think that shows that they're committed, and hopefully it will be the game that all the Halo fans want. It won't be the game that I want, because I won't be playing it. But there you go. Lou said, "Why do you hate Halo?" I just don't like those games, mate.
All the caps in there.
Like, that'll be an unfair. There you go. We'll never see.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yours is wrong. What you're entitled to.
Dave's right. Dave is a big fan of Halo. I will leave it there because he could possibly get me killed. So I can't
exactly.
But I do like the fact that they are very committed to, and I do see this with a lot of studios that are connected to Microsoft now, that is like, we need to keep the fans informed, even if it's just minor updates, we're going to tell them. And I think this is where CD Projekt Red could have learned from the mistakes, because everything went to shit when Cyberpunk came out, and they only made an announcement 2 weeks ago. So 6 weeks went by without a peep. Now, I know Christmas was in the middle, but you'd at least think that, like, after the first week and everyone said, "Oh my God, this is a dumpster fire," they would have gone, "Okay, we're going to fix it. Don't worry. We know there's Christmas, but we'll do our best to fix it." But they left it until 2 weeks ago to make an announcement. I have more confidence with 343 and a Halo game. God, I might even play it now. Like, I feel so confident. I'm not going to play it. But you know. But yeah, I think that's good. And do you think more software houses should do that with games, especially if they've been delayed for so long?
I'd say so. It's every time. It's always worth adding extra stuff to it, improving it across the board, letting people know what you're doing. Especially if you're adding like cool stuff in, like all the customization for the controls, to help out other people in the community who can't play with a standard controller. It's really cool. Now I've got the time to add that in there. Make it good for everyone.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Did they? Okay, so I just, like, this is just like a qualm I have, if this is the case. So did 343, did they go out of their way to say that they didn't want to do what Cyberpunk did? Okay, so is this the same, and this isn't the same company?
No.
All right. So that's like, those political campaigns where they're just like, they don't even talk about themselves. They just dump on the other person. So for me, that's like, well, then Canada, it's completely like that, like completely. But no, I think that bothers me in the way that it's like, you don't have to, you can show like your strength without bashing like another company comparing, because I think the reason they did that was a marketing move, because Cyberpunk was so popular. I think that worked in their favor, because they're like, oh, they're not going to be like Cyberpunk, and like, but before they would have had nothing to really hold on to, like, oh, we're not going to be like Nintendo, or like, you know, like like, I guess it feels like, I don't like that they would take advantage of something like that, just because I think that's not cool. But that being said, I think that like they have all, like, I think every company should be doing, like, keeping their people up to date, because it's so much easier now. And as soon as you update someone and you tweet it out or whatever, it's like people are a lot more understanding once they remember that the people that are in that company are human beings, you know? And it's like, I think gamers and like people loyal to all those like things, they really forget about that. And they think they're like the only person existing. And so when they actually see an update, like, hey, like, we're falling behind, like, are we you know, we fucked up here. Like, as long as they do that, that really helps us go, oh yeah, but maybe we shouldn't be dicks, you know?
Yeah.
But, no, but that's like, I know that's like just a side note of like, no, I don't like petty shit like that. No, but,
I kind of agree with you, because when they showcased the game, and we've talked about this before, me and Dave, when they showcased the game back in August at the Xbox Game Showcase, it got really criticised. Like, it got really criticised. Like, my God, they were like, this looks like an Xbox 360 game. And there's a lot of heat.
Sorry, the memes, yeah.
Oh, no, it's great. I just think the fact that they've now kind of done that, it has taken the heat off them a bit, because they're like, well, we're showing you what we're doing with this, but it can be a bit of a dick move to go, well, let's poke the bear with a stick, because
we're better than them.
Yeah. I get that. There we go.
But
right,
good for them,
yeah. We'll see. Again, Discord was like, knowing my luck, I probably will end up streaming it, but yeah. I'm just going to say, right, I'm probably going to regret saying this, but I probably will end up streaming it at some point, somehow, for some reason, because the community will ask me to stream it, because they'll put me through hell to do it. It doesn't mean that necessarily I'm going to enjoy doing that stream, okay? That's all I'm saying.
You should do
it's like a 24-hour stream for charity.
No.
Yeah.
48 hours.
No.
All the Halos back to back for charity.
You know what? You can come around here now and put a gun to my head, Mr. Hitman. And I'm still not going to stream that for more than 24 hours.
It's lockdown. It's not essential travel.
He's probably going to send a carrier pigeon with a bomb.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tomorrow.
I'll get one of the homing briefcases like they use in Hitman.
I'll be out walking the dog tomorrow, and all I hear is and this flying suitcase will come and hit me in the head and knock me out. He sent it. Dear. Anyway.
Oh, you got a raid.
Oh, blimey. This is awesome. Pixie, thank you so much. Thank you for raiding. How did your stream go? Great to see you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, thank you for the raids. I really do appreciate it. Right, now, if you thought that conversation was nuts, you're going to love this segue. Let's talk about our next game, which is called Nuts. And it's all about squirrels. I know. Okay. Now,
what is this?
This sounds really balmy. Watch the trailer, and then you will probably think, what? So this is out on Switch. It actually comes out.
Okay.
And actually, it's coming out on Switch, and on Android as well. You can play it on your Android phone and Apple phone as well. So we'll play the trailer. See if you think this is nuts. God help me. And we'll be right back after this trailer. Here we go.
You made it! It's me, Nina. Welcome to Mammoth Forest. Your job is pretty simple. We just need a close-up of this girl near its stash. I'm sure you can follow him easily enough. Looks like he goes a little further. Can you follow him all the way? Hey, you know how our study seems to be so well-funded? It's weird, right? I hope it's not weird in a bad way. What the? Is that what I think it is? Why would a squirrel stash dynamite and matches? What the ever-loving hell is going on?
Oh, that was it. Oh my god.
That's a good trailer. It makes you want to play the game.
Yeah. So
Mia, I
want to know what to do with those matches of dynamite.
Mia says it's like Five Nights at Freddy's with squirrels. King Queens is like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I'm going to describe this, and I don't think anyone is phasmophobia with squirrels.
No.
I think it is truly going to be like phasmophobia with squirrels because you've got all the TV monitors, you move the cameras around, the bits of equipment. Those squirrels have got dynamite, people. Something's going to happen. I think it's going to be a lot creepier than a kind of a happy game. I think it's going to be something quite sinister.
Oh, God, yeah.
What are your first impressions? Professor, I'm going to go with you first on this.
I hope that it's only just dynamite. Like, just having played Phasmophobia a few times and, like, wanting to cry, like, every single time. I just, like, horror games are just, like, they're so enticing to me. But once I actually try it, I can't even bring myself to act normal. But if it's just dynamite, then I feel like that looks creepy as fuck, though. I don't know. That kind of creeped me out. Like, I think again I'd have to have a friend like playing it so that I could just watch them with like a pillow or something. It just looks creepy.
It kind of starts off all nicey, and then it's like,
oh, it's fun to that's creepy.
Dave, what are your impressions on this?
Similar to what you said, it started off, I thought, oh, it's just going to be one of those games you like photograph the wildlife or something, just follow the squirrels around, nice sort of game. Maybe I could play it with my daughter. Then it suddenly got creepier. And then they've got dynamite, and I'm thinking, no, I'll have to play it myself now.
Yeah,
she wouldn't appreciate it now. No. It's got a cool graphical style. I like that sort of low.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very good trailer. That does make me want to play it. A lot of trailers don't. That one does.
I think it's very good. I actually set it out on Android and phone and Switch. It's also out on PC and Mac. I've just looked it up, so you can actually get it on PC and Mac as well. And it's literally out on the 4th, which is in 2 days' time. But the reviews have already come out. What do we think the scores across the board have been for Nuts?
Oh, I hope it's got a good score.
Yeah,
I'm going to go for I'll go for 9. Let's hope it's just awesome.
Okay, Professor.
Oh man, can I do the same?
Yeah, you can have the same.
I think it's because it did look really good, and it was just like the voice, like the robot lady voice was like ridiculous, but it was obviously purposeful, you know. So I'm gonna go with that 50. Yeah.
Right, here we go. Scores across the board are 7 out of 10.
Only 7.
Oh shit! Okay.
So,
why?
They've basically said it's a very clever game. The graphical style of all of it, but maybe the payoff at the end isn't as good as you were hoping for.
Okay.
Without spoiling anything.
That sucks. It's like just the dynamite. The next day you're done. Like, oh, we found the dynamite.
That might be like the last clip of the game, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, that's weird.
But boom, game over. Oh. There you go.
Good job, you collected all the.
Yeah, you collected all the nuts. Mr. Dynamite. There you go.
That's not what we're here for.
I honestly think that'd be worth checking. If that ever comes out on any of the consoles, obviously you can get it on Switch and PC. It's worth probably checking out. And again, if it's a more of a budget game and it's not that expensive, I'd say give it a whirl. Go give it a whirl. We're moving to we talked about a PC exclusive. We're going to jump to a PlayStation 5 exclusive next. Something completely different from Squirrels and Dynamite, even though there is some kind of explosions and things involved. This is a bit of a take of the old Destruction Derby game. This is Destruction All-Stars, which is coming out on PlayStation 5. Let's go check that out. Here we go. There you go. All Stars.
I'm sure I hear a cat talking over that video. Very rude.
Was it?
It's ridiculous. I was like, it's like moaning. I don't know.
Just wants to get noticed.
I know.
Wants to be famous. You won't get famous on this channel, trust me.
No, it's not going to work out for you.
So, very random game. This is PS5 exclusive. Literally came out today. You basically have a number of kind of fighters. That there's a bit of fighting combat, but you've got to race to get to a car. And if you don't get to a car, you're going to be attacked by cars. But if you get in a car, you can then try and attack the people in your car. So it's like a destruction derby meets like King of Fighters. Again, completely insane. Dave, I'm going to start with you on this one. What the hell is this all about?
Oh, it looks a bit crazy. It's looking at it, it's not something that would usually appeal to me, but it's free. It's part of PS Plus this month, so they're throwing it as a free game. Oh, okay. So I've got it downloading as we speak. So okay. I think I'll have a look at it. Nice. Looks like it could be fun. Not something I'd usually end up playing, but for free, why not?
Professor, what do you think?
Oh man, that at first I was thinking it was like Rogue Company, Apex, like Fortnite kind of, and maybe it is. But I don't know, King, what are you saying? 9. I want this game so bad. Yeah, like it looks like a lot of fun though. Like as soon as you see like the people outside with the cars and like you have to try to get in a car, people like running you over, like that sounds hilarious. That sounds like it could be like a complete blast with a bunch of friends. It could also make a lot of people rage. There's a lot of people I can think of that probably shouldn't play it. But I don't know. I could see myself playing that with just some friends, like on a random game night or something. That would be a lot of fun. Lots of swearing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did you run me over? Or to that effect?
It looks hard though. It looks hard and like probably annoying, like probably really frustrating.
There's probably like special moves and things you've got to learn to be able to dodge as well as they showed in the trailer. I'm guessing, but we'll have to see. Now, I would normally say, what kind of scores are we going to think for this? And King has already said a 9.
Oh yeah, King's like
this literally landed today, and no reviews have come out yet. So
oh shit, okay.
That's surprising.
We haven't got any scores. So when we find out what it gets reviewed, I will whack it in the Discord and let you know. What it is. I can hear that cat.
Oh my god! Seriously,
we should count the meows and that with the score the cat gives it.
Yeah. How many meows we got? And then we'll say that's what we'll give this game.
Yeah. Oh my god, probably like 30 then. I don't know. Like 5,000. Like it's actually like I can't even like I just like I have not been getting along with this cat lately. Like it just like I just yeah.
Maybe we should introduce it to those squirrels from the game before.
Seriously though. I'm like
No, I didn't suggest that. No, people are saying, look, come and meet the kitty, show the cat.
Meet the kitty. Oh my god. Oh, she doesn't even want near me either.
Oh, okay.
She's just kind of chilling.
Okay.
You know what? She might like if she decides to come over here.
Yeah, come on. Quickly scoop her up.
There we go.
What's the thing? It's got to be on its terms.
No, she wants to be admired from afar. She literally like ran away from me. That's our relationship, I guess. That's
right. A little bit of news. Nintendo celebrating yet again this week because they have actually shifted over 80 million Switches.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. Now, I'm going to run a little bit of a competition here. You don't win anything. It's just for fun. But it is their 3rd best-selling console. So which do you think are the top 2? So you have to consider there was the NES, the SNES, Game Boy, the N64, the GameCube, the Wii U, the DS, and now the Switch. So what do we think? Because this has actually beaten a lot of those consoles. What do we think were the top two? That
it has.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I've read.
Wii. Okay.
Definitely DS and a Wii. King, what do you think?
Because I found this really interesting.
Oh, man.
Pilots at Game Boy.
I mean, the Game Boy, yeah. So many people I knew had a Game Boy, but that was also like, there wasn't that much out. But I love Game Boy. Oh my God, that's got to be one of my favorite.
It's interesting because they're saying that they've shifted 80 million. It's not far from selling more than the PSP. If you remember the PSP.
Shit. Okay.
Right? And it's not far away from outselling PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. So it's creeping up as more sales go. Obviously, it's not getting anywhere near some of the bigger consoles. Dave, what do you reckon the two consoles Nintendo have done? Well, I say consoles.
That's
Nintendo
hard.
Above that at the moment.
I'd go for the Wii as well, because that's a hugely popular one. Because that was targeted quite a broad range of people as well. So I reckon that's sold because of that. And probably, I reckon one of their portable consoles. I think the 3DS did pretty well, didn't it? So I'm going to guess that one. Okay,
Professor, what do you reckon?
Oh, I want to say GameCube so bad because, Smash Bros, Melee, they became competitive, But that's my own personal preference. My favorite console of all time they've ever created was the GameCube. But N64 was. That's really hard. Anyway, that's just tough. I'm trying to get out of my own preference of what people should, what it should be. Man, Game Boy though, that's a pretty. Game Boy Advance was really big too. I might agree with the Wii in the way that although it disappointed a lot of people over the years, there's a lot of actually it's more the Wii U that was more disappointing for a lot of the fans.
Yeah.
But the Wii really sold well because it was just it was a totally new thing and they it just completely looked different. So I might side with him on that based on just sales, not popularity.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that the Wii U was their worst selling console.
Worst? Okay, yeah. I was interesting. Okay.
So far, the Switch has outsold the Wii U, the NES, the SNES, the N64, GameCube, and the DS. Second place is Game Boy, and first place, obviously, is the Wii. So
wow!
So there you go. That's
Dave, good guess then, because
it's still going strong at the moment. The Switch is still they shifted loads last year, especially with all the lockdowns and everything. It was becoming a bite, the whole thing with the new consoles being hard to get. It was difficult to get a Switch during Easter, let alone anywhere. They're now starting to bring a new service to it, which is where you can cloud game on them. Yeah. Hitman 3 is coming on cloud. You stream that off cloud. And also Control that we talked about earlier. That's coming. So I think that's going to be popular. And I wouldn't be surprised if that third position slowly creeps up and possibly could be their best-selling console. We'll have to see. Who knows? And Game Boys did make a resurgence and have made a resurgence, especially over the last 5-6 years. You can buy Game Boys again and customize. Oh,
really?
them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's helped Game Boy boost above the DS. Interesting.
Okay.
So there you go. Right. A couple more games. We're going to talk crazy stuff. Just chuck it in there for random stuff.
Oh, that's so cool, though. That's good to know. Oh, that's crazy.
Right. Another game that has come out this week where they basically don't want me to be able to pronounce it. Again, this is a PlayStation game only. And God help me if this is actually the name of the game. But this is Yiz, I hope, 9 Mostrum Nox. Oh, God help me. This is out for PlayStation 4, not PlayStation 5. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Have you ever had a dream where you weren't you? You were someone else? It It was in this prison where my dreams and my reality, once separate, became intertwined.
If you seek the truth about the curse, first unveil the mystery of Balduke Prison. You have much potential, Crimson King. Your power will be useful in banishing the darkness in the days to come.
A prison with monsters in the basement, a mystery woman with false limbs, and a curse that won't let you leave the city. No matter what comes at us, we'll beat it somehow, like we always do.
The full moon's loom. You would do well to prepare yourselves.
Mow him down!
The truth is not so simple that it can be explained by words alone.
All of you must survive this, by any means necessary.
Cast aside your fears. You give it everything you've got!
Monstrums, prepare for the final assault!
East 9. Mostrum knocks.
There we go.
Nice.
Are you big into anime kind of games or not, Professor?
Oh yeah. I think King, I don't know if King was watching that, but yeah, it honestly, I love any kind of anime stuff. Hearing that low guy's voice, I feel like I've heard that voice on every anime I've ever watched. Yeah, exactly, King. But yeah, I'm excited to play that. You said that was on Switch.
No, it's PlayStation 4 only at the moment.
Oh my god! I don't know what game I was thinking was on the Switch. I got to get it now. Oh sweet, yeah. I don't have a PlayStation, but if I did,
later in the year, so you'll be able to get your hands on it eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope so because it looks like posture track. We're all like, ooh,
there you go,
that's hard. I'm like, but yeah, that game looks awesome. But it reminds me of Genshin Impact and just all the things I love about anime.
Yeah,
and it looks epic. The fighting and the monsters look so cool. Oh yeah, I would totally play that.
Is it a series you're very familiar with? Because technically, this is the 9th game in the series. So
no way. I'll see.
Is this the first time I've never heard of these?
Yeah, no, I have. I mean, Crimson. I've heard that word, but that could be in I don't know, 5 billion games. Professor Stalke will love this. Yeah, there we go. King says he's gonna get it. Sweet. Yeah. So hopefully I'll see a little bit more gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys think?
He hasn't heard of it, but he'd get it. Dave, is this your kind of thing or not at all? Oh, by the way, Tune says take a even though we're not doing channel points tonight, but screw it.
It's not something I've heard of before.
Redeem Hydrate.
8 previous games, never heard of it before. It looked quite cool. I quite like some of the anime style graphics in it, and the combat look is quite good. I've never been a fan of the older style JRPGs with turn-based combat. I prefer more of the real-time combat, like I was in the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah.
So if it's got the same sort of combat as that in, I reckon I'd probably enjoy that.
Yeah, I think from what I was told, they have shaken it up a bit. It's not so much turn-based. It's a bit more like that kind of combat that you like.
Yeah.
It's kind of that'll make. I do find the turn-based can be a bit.
I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah. Okay. What do we think scores across the board for this one were?
I've no idea about it at all. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to play it safe and guess an 8.
Okay, Professor.
And this is PS4 exclusive. And when did the reviews come out? How?
Literally, it came out 2 days ago. So literally in the last couple of days.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's with that kind of game, it's hard to say for me, just because I'm not as familiar with especially PlayStation fans. I'm not as oh man, I'm like looking to see if like King will put one so I can like add it after. I know. I'm like, come on, guys.
help out here, you know. But
I'm gonna go. Looking at the monsters. 8. Yeah, I was gonna say 7.5, maybe 7.5 to 8.5.
Okay, 7.5 to 8.
That little range.
A 7.
7.
Yeah, it gets a 7 out of 10. Not sure why. I didn't really find out much why, but that was kind of the scores it was getting as I Googled across the internet. Next game. Another very strange game. We seem to be attracting strange games tonight.
Yes.
This has been out for other platforms, but has now finally come to Nintendo Switch. Has literally come out again in the last couple of days. This is Cultist Simulator.
Cultist.
As if you can think of anything weirder, but here we go. Here's the trailer for this. Let's have a look.
Peggy 12.
Something is coming. Something powerful. It's existed on other planes and taken different forms. It's gained acolytes and worshippers. But now, it's found a new home. Cultist Simulator comes to Nintendo Switch. Seek unholy mysteries. Found your own religion. Indoctrinate innocence. Summon alien gods. Bring the dawn. Cultist Simulator. Now available on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, super vague.
There you go. A little bit of Cultist Simulator, because they do simulations for everything else, so why not just start a cult?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm bored.
I know. A little fact, my lord, the first YES game came out in 1987. Now we are in 2021 and the 9th game's come out. So Pylord also wants to make your own sex cult. Whatever you do in your weekends is nothing to do with me. That's we don't judge here, unless it's anything to do with Halo.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's kind of a strategy card-based game. It's been out. I say it's been out a while. I think it came out last year, PC. So now it's finally made its way onto Switch. Dave, would this be of interest?
I've looked at a few screenshots of it because I was just interested earlier to see what it actually was. And looking at the screenshots, I can't say it grabs me.
Yeah.
Card battlers don't. I don't know if it's a card battler in the same sort of vein as like Hearthstone. Hearthstone, let me say.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe.
So those sort of things just don't really grab me.
Okay.
So now,
Professor, your thoughts on it?
Yeah. I mean, I like Hearthstone and like Magic the Gathering and all that kind of stuff, but it didn't seem like it was. It was so vague for me. I feel like there wasn't enough information. Yeah. And maybe that's what they wanted you to do. Like, I don't know. Although, like, when I see trailers, like Nintendo trailers specifically, I don't find them to be, like, I don't know that that's where they focus their budgeting. Like, just to be honest, like, I love Nintendo, but, you know, the trailers aren't insanely impressive. But, like, I don't even know what it is, really. Like, at first, it kind of, like, I liked, like, all the pictures and stuff, like, come in. But as soon as they put it onto that Switch thing, like, I just got a little bit confused. Like, so what is the point to just like gather people into your following? Like, what exactly is the point? Like I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, like, I have no idea.
That's the thing. I could not tell you. I've heard of this game. I've seen what it does, but I'm going to move straight onto the scores. And there's a reason to say this, because when I say the score, you might kind of go, oh. So what do we think that Cultist Simulator on the Switch got across the board and the reviews?
How many reviews are there?
I think there was about 5 or 6 I found today because it's quite new. Mia says a 9.
I'll go for 7.
Dave says 7. King of Queen says 5. What do you reckon, Professor?
I wish I knew what it was. I'm just gonna like throw out. I'm gonna say. Oh man. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Maybe like a 6.5. Maybe
6.
like a 6.
Okay.
6.5.
It's called
3.
That was the cat record. I know it's coming to you now.
What's that? Oh, the cat, yes. Yeah. Typical. Just got through the shot. This is going to be the highest scoring game of this evening.
Oh, was it a 10?
9 out of 10.
Oh my god! Is there something we don't know then? Like, are they hiding something?
Doesn't really give much away, does it?
Very clever.
No, not at all.
I would say Google it, look at some playthrough videos because there must be something. The reason this is getting consistently high scores.
There has to be something.
There's got to be something about it. But from that trailer, it don't sell it for me. But
no.
9 out of 10 is the highest score that we've got. Go on to another news story. We've got one more game to talk about in a bit. We're going to talk about our kind of last news story. So a thing that's been a bit of an issue, especially with the next-gen consoles, has been the whole fact that there have been scalpers who are basically buying up all the consoles and reselling them. And just like the little game we played with Nintendo, I would like you to guess. Now, this is for the American market only. The percentage of PlayStation 5s that have been bought and then resold on the internet by scalpers. What do we think the percentage so far is? And again, have a guess in the chat by all means.
That is quite a tricky one. I mean, it's such a widely reported story, but you don't know if it's getting a bit overblown.
I mean,
I'd like it to really be a low number. I'd like to think I'll go a little bit low. I'll go for like 30%. I really don't want to think it's stupidly high.
Okay, 45. Kuda says 30. Dave says 30. Discord says 68. Bearing in mind this is US only, and we are going to come on a little bit later on in the show because Dave sent me something that we're going to play. Professor, what do you reckon?
I'm trying to like think of like, because like I just heard of like something a couple months ago where maybe a month ago where this guy tried to come into a Walmart and he tried to buy as many as he could, but the most that they could sell him was 5. So that lowers my percentage number if, you know, because a lot of people will probably be going to like Walmart or like Amazon or like, I don't even know. Oh man, I was going to say like the 25%, like 20 to 25%. I feel like that's still really high.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna say 25% too, because like I feel like that's still a very like outrageous number. Like like this should not be happening, but it's probably really high though. I don't know. That's hard.
15%.
Okay.
Which was even a lot of the retail stores and stuff that were stocking them were actually quite surprised. But it's actually only about 15% in the US. I haven't got
cap then.
Yeah, there must be. We'll see a little bit later on how things are going in other countries because we'll talk about that. Yeah. But that was kind of surprising. But there is the main reason that there is these problems, and Dave probably knows about this as well. One of the big reasons they're having troubles getting the consoles out is there's certain chips and stuff that are used in these consoles, and it's taking ages to get them delivered to get it's slowing up the whole process. And again, that's why the Series X, I mean, PlayStation have been quite successful in getting more shipped out, especially over Christmas and this month. Xbox were pretty much like, yeah, you've got to wait until Easter before you're going to next, which is fair enough. As Pylord said, over in the UK, some have been selling for £900,000, at least double what they cost.
Oh my God. That's probably like 2,000 here, maybe like 1,700 in Canada.
Crazy. But it does annoy me. It does annoy me that people have done that. The only thing I am going to say, I think
it's smart, but But it's not nice. It's not nice.
I nearly made the biggest mistake just before Christmas because a guy I know put a post on Facebook with 4 Series X and 5 PlayStation 5s. And I didn't bother to read the post. And I was so tempted to put, "You fucking arsehole, you're bang out of order, blah, blah, blah." Luckily, the wife stopped me because what he'd gone out and bought them and he donated them to local children's hospital. I'm so glad I didn't post on his Facebook. Just retweet. Because everyone was congratulating him. I was like, "Well, why are you congratulating him? He's an arsehole." No, he's not. He's a really nice guy.
Can you imagine just like re-sharing it over and over and like, this guy doesn't care about people?
Just be like, "Oops, dear, oh dear." No, not good. But no, he did right. And he did the local hospitals and he gave to the kids' units. And I think that was really cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
That is cool as far as I'm concerned. But these people that are making thousands and thousands of them, I hope you get COVID. No. There you go.
I know. It's not nice, is it? All these people who
want a YouTube ban for them.
They can't get it.
There you go. Hey, welcome in the chat. Good to see you. There you go. Our last game of this evening, and we have kind of already talked about this, is going to be Control, the Ultimate Edition, which is the version that has come out for the Series X and S and PlayStation 5. It is basically the very fantastic game that I enjoyed very much of Control, which came out in 2019, won a load of awards made by Remedy. But the bonus is you get the game, it's all been spruced up, and you get the 2 DLCs, which also includes the 1 DLC, which links to the game Alan Wake. So if you're a fan of Remedy and Alan Wake, it does tie a few things in. I'm going to play the trailer for the new version. Let's have a chat, see what you think. This is Control Ultimate Edition. Here we go.
Welcome to the oldest house. I've been searching for this place. And now, it's my responsibility. My fight.
Shit.
There you go. That's Control Ultimate Edition. I'm biased about this game. I really I love a lot of Remedy's games anyway. I like that they try and do things different. I love Quantum Break. Not everyone loved that because they dumped TV episodes in between each level. That kind of rubbed people up. But I do like the way they try new things, and I thought that game was exceptional. Professor, have you ever played this or seen this, or is this kind of something that you would try?
No, that's new to me, but it looks really, really cool. I like the lady they chose for it. I think she might be someone off Hannibal. She really looks like that chick, that psychologist chick. Yeah. So I already love her. She's so badass. So I don't know, that's pretty cool, but it looks pretty scary. Just I'm a very I just get freaked out of even Shadow of War, I was screaming, it just scared me, but it looks so good. It was such a good teaser trailer. I feel like that was such a good amount that'll make you actually want to look into more of it. I think they did a really good job. It looks sweet.
I loved, especially after I bought the game last year, when they brought out the trailers for the DLC. The trailers for the DLCs as well were really clever, how they did it. And just tease little bits, but just enough to go, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Dave, I know you've played this. Talk us through your experiences with Control.
Oh, I really loved it as well. I went in with no real expectations. It's kind of I'd seen it, been advertised before it originally came out, and it just fell off my radar for whatever reason. I think that stuff must have come out, and I was playing whatever was out at the time. So I picked it up cheap in a sale. Absolutely loved it. Had a really cool sort of X-Files, Twin Peaks kind of vibe to it. Quite a little bit of creepiness in there. Not out horror, anything like that.
No.
And the action was just fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You just go into an area, it just all absolutely kicks off. There's things blowing up, breaking, just particles everywhere.
Yeah.
Look, the absolute business. I think with the next gen update thrown in, a bit of ray tracing there as well, it should look even better.
I think it'll look great. You can for anyone who's not familiar with this game, it's weird. It came out in the summer of 2019 in August, which is not a big month for games. Weirdly,
no.
Sold way better in 2020 because it won all the awards at the Game Awards, the BAFTA Awards, etc.
Oh no way!
Shifted loads more copies last year, but you can basically get abilities, and as well as having a gun which shapeshifts and changes and does different things, you can pull every item and use it either as a shield or throw it. So you can pull chairs, pieces of the wall, pieces of the floor, coffee cups, whatever you want, and just chuck it at the bad guys. And you can even levitate and float. And the whole mechanic is amazing. I love that game.
What?
I might stream it, even though I've played it all through and completed it. I might stream it because I loved it so much. And I don't think enough people know about this game, weirdly.
Yeah, I've never even...
It's really bizarre. And the way they do things with the actors and stuff. And I can't remember the actress's name that plays. It's Courtney something. But she has been in some TV series. I don't know if it's the same.
I think she's in Hannibal because, anyway.
I'd have to look it up on Google, but I know she's been in other things. And it's really cool. They do things that are sort of semi-live as well, where they bring actual physical people in. Like you might be watching a projector and you see the person talking about the experiment they've been doing. So it's almost like you're actually in a live environment as well. It's a very clever game. Hello, Hale. By the way, you've just joined us. Good to see you. You're going to have to watch this on catch up because we talked about a game called Nuts with Squirrels. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you missed
a game called Nuts, but there you go.
The description of it, just a game about squirrels. I'm kind of sold to that, just that description as well.
I know. Squirrels attacking everywhere. There you go. What do we think the scores are for Control Ultimate Edition for Series X and PS5? Dave, I'll come to you first.
Oh, I think it's a 9. It's a fantastic game.
Okay. Professor?
I'm going to agree, considering you've played the game and also it looks so cool. It looks really cool. I was going to ask, what game would you kind of compare it to? What kind of gameplay would you compare it to? Because it's you're talking about grabbing things and throwing them, and I'm just thinking of Avengers shit. But I don't know.
I was starting to think now.
Yeah, because I'm that sounds pretty unique.
Only thing that it comes vaguely close to is the game they did before, which was Quantum Break, with Dave's mate, who he killed earlier with a sharp spike, Sean Austin, was the star of it. Because that had time-bending mechanics. And in fact, the same actress was in that game as well, weirdly enough. I think that's how she got the role in this one.
That jaw,
Yeah.
She's just awesome. I just love her.
It's all the boxes, but there you go.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can think, because yes, it is a shooter. Yes, there is puzzle elements. Yes, it's a mystery game as well. It's very difficult to pin something that's good. I'll be honest. So there you go. Discord saying 8.7. Any other guesses in the chat before I'll give you 5 seconds. 4, 3. Mia says 7, 2, 1. King of Queens says 8 out of 10. King of Queens is correct. They've given it an 8 out of 10.
Oh.
There you go.
No.
Definitely worth picking up. But be warned, if you're going to get it and you're getting it on PlayStation 5, get it on PlayStation Plus, because you can practically get it. It is free, isn't it, Dave? Is that right? Is it out today?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the monthly games, so you can claim it on the PS4 and the PS5.
Claim it on that. But be noted that you can't carry your saves over from PS4 over, so be careful. Be careful.
You're not safe.
Be careful. But it is a great game, and I would recommend people try it out. So there you go. Right. So we're coming up to the last sort of 15 minutes of the show. Kind of have a bit of an open discussion now. And this is something that I was talking to Professor about. And also you were kind of talking about this on your show on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously you said earlier that you obviously we've seen you streaming on Twitch, but then you made a jump onto Trovo.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, you were on Mixer. So do you want to talk about your experience with streaming platforms and stuff? Because I think it'd be cool for everyone to hear kind of what your feelings are about it.
I know, King, the golden topic. Yeah, exactly. I think King probably had like a similar, like a very similar experience because we've been on like the same things since Mixer. But like when Mixer started, I think everyone was just so pumped, and this like you were able to climb, and it just seemed like such an awesome community. And I think what I noticed from Mixer streamers, like that they're very, very loyal, and they're very loyal to like communities, all that kind of stuff. And I think that like, you're kind of looking for that same feeling, and Twitch didn't feel like that. Like when I first like went into it, it just felt like it was just, I think it was just so intimidating. And it's also like you go in with like that loss of like, man, like I really thought I had like a really awesome thing at Mixer. And there's other people who lost thousands and thousands of followers. A couple of our friends like lost partner, unless they moved to Facebook gaming, and there's that whole thing. So that's hard. Anyway, it's like emotional because it's like a little bit traumatizing like for streamers, because you're like, where do you go? Like, where should we go to actually make the most? Because we don't want to waste time. And like King was talking about that too last week, is like it's the time that's wasted that makes it so just like and so you just don't know where to go. Trovo looked really, really good. Except for a few things that have happened the last few months. So Trovo is based off of watch hours. So I don't know if you guys know that. Dave, have you looked into Trovo or anything like that?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, so it's based on, it's not like exactly, but so it's based off of watch hours. So basically whoever comes in and views your streams, that counts as watch hours as well. So if you can actually get a certain amount of watch hours in that month, they will pay you. You're guaranteed to get that money. Of course, initially in the beginning, it was a lot easier to get to that point because there isn't all these other people also fighting to get those hours as well. And so then they have to make the hours higher. They can't let everyone get into the same category. But then they pull it, and that was going really well. Like I was getting like triple the viewers or even more than I was getting on Twitch. Probably around the same I might have been getting on Mixer. And so that felt really good. And it felt like it was easier to get a community there because again, Trovo is smaller. It's more of an indie, right? And Tencent had a lot of plans for Trovo, and they still have plans for Trovo and all that kind of stuff. But they just started like really falling behind. And when it came to bots and stuff like that, like they still haven't made like a lot of bots. Like I know there's at least one. Okay. It's so ridiculous now. Exactly. And like I know one friend, like Sainted Lord, like he's on Twitch now, but he was on Trovo as a partner. And what happened was like there was 1 month where they decided to like kind of like change how the watch hours work. So then they can take out, they're only gonna like use the legitimate watch hours, which is really sad. Like it's kind of confusing, but like this guy, like he showed me he had 3,000 hours banked. And that's way more than enough to make partner. But then he only got 500 of those hours out of the hours that he got from it's that kind of stuff. And and that's so discouraging, right? And it's just another one of those things where it's like now I'm like going back to Twitch, especially like with King too, because it's like we don't want to be fucked over again. Yeah. Like this whole thing was just like not get fucked over, and Twitch felt like it was just too many people. It was just so saturated. It just felt like such a long shot. And I still think that it's a long shot unless you share on other platforms. Like you have to share who you are on something else. You cannot just stream on Twitch. And Trovo was a little bit different where you could have, because it was small, right? And so people were looking for other people and stuff, but now it's different, right? So it just sucks because it's like, that probably all sounded really confusing. yeah, King, yeah, that's why they changed their stuff around. That's why he came back to Twitch as well. Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Do you think then Trovo are literally making up the rules as they go along?
It kind of seems like that. I think they initially they wanted to bring something different to the table in order to compete with other streaming platforms, but be different at the same time.
Yeah.
And it didn't really, and it didn't really work for again, it just even with Twitch and all that kind of stuff, it just so much seems like such a money grab. Where it's, but I mean, I don't know, I don't know how platforms work where it's just how much of it is going to them and how much of it is going to the streamer. What actually is fair margins, because it is free to stream on Twitch,
That what King has just said there kind of makes sense, but you think they'd maybe do it in a different way.
So they can't keep doing the same. Oh, they're losing their financial backing. Okay, so just like Mixer, basically. So just so anybody that went from Mixer to Trovo, now it just sucks because but it's because they can't keep doing. Okay, so sorry, I'm reading it over just to make sure I'm not saying anything differently. But
when Mixer closed, that was quite a big shock because they literally announced it and saying in 4 weeks' time
and it was done.
Which was, and I'm not going to lie, I was preferable if Mixer was still around now. I would have started streaming on Mixer. My choice. They were pushing though, which was interesting, is that Mixer was like, right, we're closing down, but we're trying to push people into Facebook gaming. But that didn't seem to work because that doesn't seem to be as popular. I don't know anybody that streams on Facebook gaming, even though I get adverts in my feed and that. But a
lot of people don't like Facebook generally, do they? They don't like the companies that get pushed over to that platform. I don't know. Is it still going, Facebook gaming?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Apparently, it's actually quite huge. Cuta boy.
Yeah.
Cuta boy. I was maybe it's Cuta boy. That sounds pretty. Oh man, no, Facebook gaming's actually they're doing really well. But I mean that's because Zuckerberg. No, I won't even get into that. But but the fact that they thought that a lot of Mixer people might move to Facebook gaming was really naive, because Mixer, the people that go to Mixer aren't going to go to Facebook because they went to Mixer for that community feel. And the thing is that since Zuckerberg's tried to just copy everything and then bring it in and make it as huge as possible, it doesn't really you can't really relate to that as someone from from Mixer. And so I only know a handful of people that went to Facebook. In December, I had way more than enough watch hours to be partnered, but then they changed the minimum. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they paid Ninja $39,000.
See, I don't know whether that's true or not. That was a rumor. I know he got and this was another thing where we think Mixer could have tried. They basically bought Ninja out of his contract to Twitch, because when your contract is with Twitch and you're a partner, you cannot stream anywhere else.
What's your partner?
On Twitch now. Obviously, he is technically the most successful, regardless of whether you like him or not.
I'm well, whatever.
I was actually coughing, but him, he does make over £500,000 a month from Twitch, and he has a sponsorship by Red Bull. Mixer basically bought him out of his contract for, I think, quite a few million, if I've got that correct. He only had to do 6 months of that contract because Mixer shut down, and then he just went straight back to Twitch because why not? And I think that's where people didn't go to Facebook, because hearing the conversations of people on the last few days that were streaming on Mixer, they were like, well, guess you'll see me on Twitch. And that seemed to be the general consensus. Well, he's going, we're going. And it's so if you could, I'm not going to try and put you on the spot, but I am. If you had a choice of which platform, if they all existed right now, what would have been the perfect platform? Even if Mixer was still around, what would have been for you?
I mean, okay. So the racism, right, in Mixer, that was one of the reasons. It wasn't just like a lot of people thought it was just the racism that was going on in the workplace that caused them to fall, but it was Microsoft. It was a lot of there was a lot of different reasons, and I think once they got that like the racist allegations, they're kind of like, well, fuck, we're fucked anyway. Like, we're fucked anyway, let's just fucking... And, like, for me, that wasn't good enough. So in that way, I would rather go to Twitch out of all of them or YouTube Gaming because Mixer did that. And it's like, clearly, they didn't even have the fucking balls to actually apologize. They didn't even really apologize. They just disappeared. They just disappeared, and they did that to all of their Mixer, like, streamers, those people that were just so... freaking loyal, and the friends like the amount of friends I had that had thousands of followers that just it's gone. It doesn't matter. And like the partners were able to convert over to Facebook, but I think after that, like I love the Mixer feel. Like if there was something else out there, like I know Blemish is coming up, and that seems to be getting a really good report, like very good. And I know they already have bots in place, and so that's something that I'm totally going to try out. That being said, I'm going to stay on Twitch because I want to feel like safe because like I already feel like I have to start over all over again. Like I have followers, like some followers already on Twitch, but it still feels like I'm just completely. Yeah. So no, I would stay with Twitch or YouTube Gaming because Google loves YouTube, and Google's God, like really, like But I would go with Twitch or YouTube, I think. Yeah. Because Mixer's a fucker, and they didn't really support their streamers like they should have. They didn't apologize. They didn't do anything. So, fuck them. Yeah.
So, I'd love to hear. We will continue this discussion in the Discord. If anyone wants to join our Discord, if either me or Discord, it sounds mad. My mods, pop the link. By all means, go into the general chat. Would love to have a chat with you over the next day, weeks, months. Continue the whole thing. There you go.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
Join in the chat, and we discuss everything outside the stream. So please do join our community. I'm going to play a last video. Dave selected this. We normally pick a funny video to end on, but we haven't really done that. It's kind of more weird. Obviously, we're talking about scalpers getting PS5s and stuff and stealing. Now, over in, I'll tell you what, if I just do this 1 second, if I do this, there should be another Discord link.
Here, I'll see if it's
there you go. Oh yeah, I didn't put a space in it. No, that probably helps, right? Yeah. Oh god, could someone I messed that up. Yeah, I'm not. You can tell I'm not a perfectionist. I've messed that up completely. Sorry, folks. But yeah, if me or Discord can sort that out for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. So we were talking about scalpers in Japan. PlayStation 5s in the last couple of days have come back into stock into stores. Now, what would happen here in the UK, and I'm sure might happen in the US, is they would probably ram raid stores like it was a Black Friday sale, tumble all over each other, start beating each other over the head with boxes, and get chaos. We are going to show you some footage from Japan from when a load of PlayStation 5s came back into stock. I have to say, even though it is a lot of people and it's not very well socially distanced, it possibly could be the most politest shop raid you might have ever seen in your life. So I'm going to bring this up on screen. Now, you have to forgive me because this is on Twitter. So it was pretty mad. In the end, according to the guy on Twitter, they did cancel the sale of the things because people were pushing so much that the actual counters and tills where they sell the stuff actually moved backwards. And in the end, they did say stop. So this is what I call a polite... Here we go. A polite. Can everyone see that? Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna play this and see what you think. Here we go.
Holy shit! What the fuck? Meet the customer. Nani? えぐいって。このままじゃちょっとなんとなんだけど、なんとしまいます。ちょっと一回触ってください。やばすぎるだろう。もうやばかった。危ないって。危ねえ。もう。
We'll stop that there because it's pretty much on a loop now. You can see why I say it's polite because it's not like people fighting over each other.
It's so quiet.
And it's so kind of polite. But God, the social distancing's gone out the window on that one, isn't it?
Fierce Bar is just that popular. People are desperate to get their hands on it.
Yeah. And as I said, the actual store did a report and actually said we had to shut the store down and say, no more. And because they did that, rather than people then going, oh, God, I've got to get one, they kind of just left. And I was like, why can't they do that in this country? Or
yeah, that was really nice.
It's kind of like they've got respectful. It's insane. But it just shows that even now, people are just mad to get their hands on a PlayStation 5 or, you know, PlayStation 5 sell more over in Japan anyway compared to it's Nintendo and PlayStation really over in Japan, but it's just
that's true.
But yeah, I just thought we'd show that. Dave picked that out of that clip. So thank you, Dave. Insane.
So polite.
So polite, you know. If you be nice with a bit of social distancing, it would be perfect.
And it was so quiet. Like you could easily hear like when that guy was talking, like you knew instantly. Like there was no like everyone's just
imagine the version over here, couldn't you? Yeah, the shop would have been on fire by the end of that video if it was over here.
Yeah,
seriously.
As Keith said, difference in the justice system between us and there. Totally agree. Yeah, totally different. There's a lot more respect and stuff going on.
So much more respect.
So there you go, folks. Right, I'm going to wrap the show up, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the raids and all the follows. We do this every Tuesday night over at 9 p.m. UK time, and we have different guests on every week. Thank you so much to our guest this week, Professor Stalke. Thank you.
It was so much fun.
Hopefully you'll come back and be on the show in a couple of months' time.
Oh, anytime. Yeah, that was so awesome. This was a delight. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. So thank you so much for inviting me.
No
it was
problem.
Epic.
Thank you to everyone. There is something we would like to do to say thank you, because not only have you been a guest on the show, this will come to a little bit of a surprise for you. You've been very supportive of my channel, and you've been retweeting and you've been sending messages, and bless you. I popped it on Sunday night and you were going, oh, follow middle, go check him out, so what I wanted to do is because we had a very successful stream last week because we'd hit over 100 followers and stuff. We hit some extra targets and were given some more VIPs. And I would like to give you VIP status.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. It's a very important message. I just have to. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. There was like it was like a very like rushed like bye. Love you.
There you go. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I completely got so struck there. I heard VIP though. Oh my god.
I'll start back from the beginning. So we had I've been over the course of the last 2 months giving away VIP statuses on Twitch to our followers, people in community. We've done a couple of extra things in just giving you a little badge. We have our own little VIP group in the Discord. And on Sunday, we did our first ever VIP stream, and we do streams just for VIPs.
Oh my
I would like to say thank you to you for being such a great support, and I would like to add you to our little VIP club.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Discord has already sorted it for you in the Discord, and then I will sort the rest of it out, and we'll be in touch, and hopefully we'll get you one of the games So that is for you. Thank you so much for helping us.
Oh my God. Thank you. No, that's so sweet. I'm so sorry I got so scattered there for like oh my God, thank you. That's such an honor, and that makes me so happy. And yeah, and oh my God. And it was really nice to meet you, Dave.
Nice to meet you as well.
I was going to ask if you have a stream, if you have a Twitch stream, or do you specifically? Okay.
I've just been roped into it by this guy here.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like...
He roped me into this. I don't stream myself.
I've known Dave since we're about this small. In the test tube. It was like about years old.
It's real.
Dave and me have been gamers for donkeys. Dave does appear sometimes on some of our other streams. Normally blow me up with a keg on Sea of Thieves or something, or blunder but he's not. But he has got a very vast knowledge of all things gaming. Hence why he's my co-host and basically carries my ass through most of these streams. There you go. He's trying to assassinate me. So yeah, just to finish off, a couple of mentions. I've put up the new schedule. We will be back next week with another guest who is Tunes, and we will reveal who Tunes is, who is in our Discord. If you would like to be a guest or like to be considered as a guest, please do drop me a line either in the Discord or send me a whisper on Twitch. We are doing lots more streams this week of lots of different games. Check out the schedule. But I am doing something new on Saturday lunchtime at 12 p.m. UK time. Where this will be it happens once a month. I am doing a Japanese snack tasting stream.
Yes.
With my wife, and we have got this month. The whole theme is Japanese Valentine snacks, and some of them are going to be sweet, and some of them might be squid. So if you want to just basically come and poke fun at us for 2 hours. This is a new thing we're bringing to the channel. We will be bringing other new things to the channel over the course of months, including we are going to be doing the Sea of Thieves Dungeons and Dragons, which is going to be really cool. Hopefully, at March, April time, once I get my head around how we're going to do it. But we are going to be bringing new things to the channel, as well as all the crazy game streams and this very wonderful TNGC Tuesday night. Sound better, doesn't it?
I like it.
It's cool. It works. So, thank you so much, everyone. Professor, thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you
to everyone in the chat. We shall see you very soon. Take care, everyone, and goodbye and good night. Take care.
Bye.